Everyone, today Jesus meets the woman at the well. Jesus had to go through Samaria. He came to a Samaritan city called Sychar. It was near the land Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus was tired from his journey, so he sat down at the well. It was about noon. A Samaritan woman came to the well to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me something to drink." His disciples had gone into the city to buy him some food. The Samaritan woman asked, "Why do you, a Jewish man, ask for something to drink from me, a Samaritan woman?" Jews and Samaritans didn't associate with each other. Jesus responded, "If you recognize God's gift and who is saying to you, 'Give me some water to drink,' you'd be asking him and he would give you living water." The woman said to him, "Sir, you don't have a bucket, and the well is deep. Where would you get this living water? You aren't greater than our father Jacob, are you? He gave this well to us, and he drank from it himself, as did his sons and his livestock." Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks from the water that I will give will never be thirsty again. The water I will give will become in those who drink it a spring of water that bubbles up into the life of the coming age." So we have what we find a lot in John, another slightly confusing conversation. Jesus puzzling people, I think, to see if they'll dive deeper. Now, we're going to talk more tomorrow about the character and the situation of the Samaritan woman. But already we see it's the fact that a Jewish man is speaking to a Samaritan woman and asking for water is surprising enough to her. But the confusion continues. Again, there's a lot of double meanings in John. So when he says living water, that can also be heard as just like running water. But we understand at least the idea of thirst, don't we? I mean, if you haven't had any recently, hey, go take a drink of water. It's one of those daily essential needs. And finding it or having access to it is a basic necessity. Now, if you're someone like me, that's not really something you worry about. I always have access. I can find cool, clean water from the tap or the fridge or maybe bottles just in case. That's not the case for much of the world now, and especially back then. It kind of reminds us that it takes effort just to live, to survive. And that can be exhausting, and it can be anxiety-inducing if you're not sure if you're going to be able to find it. We drink, we get thirsty again, and we repeat forever. So what if there's a different kind of life available? Something sustaining us that we don't have to supply. Because there are also deeper thirsts for justice, for beauty, for love. And in one sense, those aren't as necessary as literal water to our survival. But if life is more than just survival, maybe those things are even more necessary. The source of what is truest and most beautiful and good doesn't come from us. It comes from outside. And it's not something that we find. It's something that's given, that we receive. And yet somehow it does become internal when we find it in Christ. All we have to do is let it flow.